before thinking in rates, before thinking in derivative, before thinking in areas under the curve, integration, we have to master a foundational idea, a foundational concept in calculus, which is limits. In this video, you are going to see the definition of a limit. You're going to see how to find the limit visually from graph. You're going to see how to find the limit of piecewise functions. We are going to see also when to apply the L'Hopital rule with indetermination 0/0, and also a technique on how to find the limit of rational functions. So this is math topics, and this is AP Calculus AB exam preparation. Let's start with the idea. What is a limit? A foundational concept in calculus. What is the intuition? What is the notation? What is the example? You can see here on the left this beautiful infographic that talk about these three main components: intuition, notation, example. So as x gets closer and closer to a value c, the output f of x gets closer and closer to L. X never has to equal c. This is super important because the intuition is the foundation of the idea. It's what you have here in your brain every time that you're dealing with limits, and you're going to be dealing with limit in calculus every time. In the definition of derivative, in the definition of integrations. Limit is approximation. Limit is nothing related with exact values. So that's why the intuition is fundamental. And that intuition is a value of x that is right there as a beacon, but we are going to analyze the neighbors of x. We are going to get closer to x, but the idea about what the value of the function is for x is not important. And then we move to the notation, so the formal notation of the limit, which is what you see here in the middle. So you see the limit of the function f of x when x approaches to c is equal L. So this is the way to say it. The limit approaches the function, the limit. The limit of f of x as x approaches c equals L. This is the way to say it orally, and this is the way to say it manually in writings. And right here, the last is an example. So we have the limit of the parabola, x to the power of 2, when x is equal to 2, and we substitute the x by 2, and 2 to the second power is 4. You can see here a table of value that show you when the function is approaching to 2, we are approaching to the value of 4, but it's still an approximation. So this is the idea, the intuition, the notation, and the example. Let's see what is next. Every concept, every idea in mathematics needs a visualization. So it's important to understand it from the geometrical perspective. In this infographics, you can see the limit from the graphical view. So we have a line here, and we have a point C here, and we see how the x values approach to C. C in this case is equal to, from the right and from the left. This is essential, really essential. It doesn't matter what happened here at the value of the function when the x is equal to. What is important is what happened to the right and to the left. What is the f of x for those values closer to 2 from the right and closer to 2 from the left? How to read a limit on a graph. You have it here in 3 easy steps. Trace both from both sides. Follow the curve as x approaches c from the left and from the right. Number 2, read the y value it approaches. So right here, we are approaching to certain value L, that is 4 in this particular case. And then, number 3, open circle is different than block limit. A hole means that the f of c may be undefined, but the limit can still exist. And this is super important. Number 1, trace from both sides. Follow the curve as x approaches to c to the particular value. Number 2, read the y value, the output it approaches. It doesn't matter that you have an open circle. The function can be undefined in that particular value. The problem is the neighbors. This is limit a graphical view. Now let's dive into practical questions in the AP exam. Let's see it. This is a classic question for piecewise function and limit. This is one of the classic questions for AP exams. So we have this function f that is defined differently depending on the interval. So we have right here a function x squared minus 1, which is a parabola when the x is less than 2. And we have the function equals 7, is a horizontal line, when x is equal to. And finally, we have a linear function, 3x plus 1, when the function is, the x values are greater than 2. This is what we call piecewise function, and this is what we call, does the limit exist? This is a classic question in the AP exam for Calculus AP. Let's see how can we do it. So let's evaluate the limit for x equal 2 in each of the 3 scenarios. I'm going to find the limit here when the x approaches to 2 of x squared minus 1. This is when x is less than 2, so it's the limit from the left of 2. So we put the minus here. And then we evaluate this. This is no more than the limit when the x squared minus 1, but we are going to evaluate this by 2. So I want to do it this way. So I'm going to put 2 to the power of 2 minus 1. The limit is approaching to 2 from the left. So this is no more than 4 minus 1. So 4 minus 1 is equal 3. So we have the limit equals 3 when the x value approaching to 2 from the left. So let's do it from the right. From the right, so we have x approaching to 2. We put the plus sign here, and the function will be aligned, 3x plus 1. So 3x plus 1. So we evaluate here again. So remember to put the 2 plus, and we do this 3 times 2 plus 1. 3 times 2, 6. 6 plus 1 is 7, sorry. So we have here 7. And now we notice here immediately that the limit from the right and the limit from the left are not the same. When that happens, we can say that the limit does not exist. So we don't need to evaluate what happened here at the value of 2, because the limit is not about what happened to the function at the value x equal 2. It's what happened at the value of the function when the x is approaching to 2 from the right and from the left. This is basic and classic AP exam question. Second example. We have limit at infinity, rational functions. We have to find the limit of this function. It's a polynomial at the top, polynomial at the bottom, when x approaches to infinity. Notice here that this is a dominant factor, x to the power of 3 and x to the power of 3. So we are going to divide by that dominant factor. So we have to do some kind of algebra massage here. So we're going to put here the limit when the x approaches to infinity. We are going to divide a top and the bottom expression by the dominant factor. So we're going to divide by 3, by x to the power of 3. We are going to divide by x to the power of 3. We are going to divide 1 over x to the power of 3. Step by step, let me do it with a different color for the denominator. And now we divide every single one in the denominator by the dominant factor. So we have 7x squared divided by the dominant factor. So what is this equal? This is equal the limit when the x approaches to infinity. And now you cancel here. Let me use a different color. So you have 5 on top, minus, you cancel here, you have 2 over x squared, and you have here 1 over x to the power of 3. I'm done with the top. I'm going to do the same with the bottom. I cancel here, I have 3. I cancel here, I have 7 over x. And this is what is beautiful here. All of these terms here on the right, at the top, 2 over x to the second power, 1 over x to the third power, all of them, these two approaches to 0 in the real arithmetic approach. All of this value, when the x is really high and it's in the denominator, when the x is really high, all of these approaches to 0. So this is the situation that we have here. In the denominator, we have the same. So 7 divided by x, when x is really big, this expression here approaches to 0. So we are talking about here 5 minus 0 and 3 minus 0. So the limit here is 5 over 3. Beautiful and well done. Limit at infinity with rational function. Think about the dominant terms and divide by it everyone. What happens when we have a situation like this? Find the limit when x approaches to 0 of e to the x minus 1 over x. When we make the direct substitution here, okay, and we put here e to 0 minus 1, and right here we get 0. E to 0 is equal to 1, 1 minus 1 over 0. So we have a problem. We have an indetermination 0 over 0. In situations like this, this is when we applied the L'Hopital rule. The L'Hopital rule basically says that when we have this kind of indetermination, we can find the derivative of the top and the derivative of the bottom, separated. So not as a quotient. Some students make that mistake. They do the total expression, the quotient, using the quotient rule. No, it's not like that. You find the derivative of the top and derivative of the bottom. So the derivative of e to the x minus 1 is just e to the x, because that's the derivative of this exponential function. And the derivative of a constant is 0. So the derivative of e to the x minus 1 is just e to the x. So you can write here the limit when x approaches to 0. I'm using now the derivative of the top, which is e to the x. And the derivative of the bottom is just 1, because that's the power rule for x, y equal x. So this is like this. Now we are ready to make the substitution. And e to the 0 is 1, and 1 over 1 is equal to 1. And we solve the problem with that kind of indetermination. So this is important. This is classic, and I hope you like it, no? The visualization of the concept of the limit is also essential in AP Calculus exam. Which of the following is the graph of a function f such that the limit of the function when x approaches to 2 from the left and the limit from the right approaching to the same value, x equal 2, both exist, but the limit of the function in general, when x approaches to 2, does not exist. This is a situation that we can have when we're finding limits. We have a limit from the left, we have the limit from the right, but do we have actually a limit at that particular value? This is the question. I want you to check here the first choice, A. And it's important because the students usually, they get confused with this type of questions, but they're super easy. So this is the point x equal 2. This is the x value equal 2. And we notice that when we approach to 2 from the left, the limit is kind of over here. And that value is positive. And when we approach it to 2 from the right, the limit is approaching here to a negative value. So the problem is not what is going on at x equal 2. This is not the problem. The problem is that in order to have limit, we need to have the limit from the right and the limit from the left equals. And in this particular choice A, when we approach to 2 from the left, the function approaches to a positive value. And when we approach to 2 from the right, the function approaches to a negative value. Because the two sides limits are not the same, the limit does not exist. And this is the answer. Right here, I want you to check why B, C, and D are not the answers. It's because when you approach it here to 2, and I'm going to circle number 2 here, notice that from the right and from the left, the function approaches to the same value. In choice C, the same. When we approach it to 2 from the right and from the left, the function approaches to the same value. And right here, when the function approaches to 2, is a vertical asymptote, the function goes to infinity from the right and from the left. So the only one that's no meet the criteria of the definition of limit is A. Visualization. Algebraic approach. This is limit in the AP exam. Now you're ready to start practicing limit questions. If you like videos like this, please leave your comments below. Give us a like, share, and the most important thing, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to visit our calculator. Math Topics have 2 calculators, one for science, mathematics, and history, and another one with algebra, geometry, arithmetic. Is beautiful. Click the link below. Also, consider joining Math Topics in order to help us. Also, don't forget that we have a weekly newsletter with information about mathematics, science, news in general. So don't forget, every Monday you will receive the newsletter from Math Topics. Thank you so much, and I love you.